What we don't need is another unelected politician just sitting around in Congress, whether it's in the Senate or the House of Representatives.
Take it from my man, the Love Gov. When he sits around the House of Representatives, he really sits around the House of Representatives.
Chris Christie clearly enjoying the spotlight this week. First, he was there with Jimmy Fallon, and then on Friday sharing the stage with President Bill Clinton in Chicago. And of course, he was recently seen high-fiving another Democratic president on the Jersey Shore. So my question to you, Speaker Gingrich, as somebody who's been through the Republican primaries, are Republican voters going to forgive all this if he decides to run for president in 2016?
They're not going to remember it. I mean, if he wins a very, very large re-election this fall.
You don't think we're going to see him high-fiving Barack Obama? It won't
matter. Look, the average American is so sick of the petty negativity that if he says, look, I was governor of New Jersey. I did everything I could to help the state of New Jersey, and when I get to Washington, I'm going to do everything I can to help America. And if you want somebody too stupid to help their state, I'm sure you'll find one of my opponents more acceptable.
So, George, I just saw a fascinating series of polls here on Christie. Gallup's got some numbers looking at the Republican field. Chris Christie is the only Republican, probably in the world, who has a positive, favorable rating among both Republicans and Democrats. He has over 50% among both.
His message is his persona. His persona is, I'm the I don't give a damn politician. Right. I'm going to be what I am, get over it. I'm large, I'm loud, accept me. But he's going to say, look, I can carry a blue state. There are 18 states plus the District of Columbia have voted Democratic in 6 straight elections. They've got, what, 244 electoral votes, something like that? Yeah. Democrat starts out looking for 26 electoral votes. Christie's argument to the Republicans is going to be, you need someone who can flip some blue states, and I'm the one who can do it.
Well, I love the slow jam, by the way, with Jimmy Fallon. And he has a good voice, but Chris Christie is looking at 2 calendars. The political calendar of 2013, which involves his own reelection, and of course the special election. And he has to show that he can win a significant amount of votes. I mean, 57, 58, 59%. And right now the polls suggest that he's leading his opponent. And then, of course, he can look at 2016 a couple of months from now. But there's no question that that bromance that you saw between, Chris Christie and Bill Clinton, that's real. It's real because they found common ground on issues that matter to most Americans.
We also saw Hillary Clinton at about a little before we saw that Chris Christie on the stage with Bill entered the world of Twitter.
Yeah.
Now take a look at her bio. Take a look at this thing. Talks about she's a wife, a mom, lawyer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And TBD as her... Donna, you know the Clintons as well as anybody. Was that basically a declaration of candidacy?
Whether she runs or not run, what she did this week was, first of all, began to talk about things that matter to her. Her lifelong passion for childhood education, working on economic development for women. She's going to be a presence whether we know her intentions for 2016 or not. By the way, she got more followers on one day than Charlie Sheen, and that's impressive on Twitter. George, you need to get on Twitter soon. I'm sure you'll have a few followers.
I hope she runs for president of the United States, quite frankly, and I think that...
And if she does it clear the field?
I hope it does. I think she'd make a fabulous candidate, nominee for the Democratic Party, and a wonderful president of the United States. And going back, Speaker, I think you're absolutely right about Chris Christie. The cemetery's filled with politicians who always looking for that next job, that next position without securing the one they have. And I think he's securing the one he has so that he might be in a position to get one in the future that is president of the United States. And wouldn't it be wonderful if all of us, if every Democrat and every Republican, as we stand for re-election, had to be concerned about the other party, and maybe there would be more bipartisanship. Okay,
we have a couple more minutes left. I want to get to the other political story this week. This is Mayor Bloomberg. His pro-gun control group is now up on ads in 4 states targeting Democrats, Donna. Yeah, He's going after Democrats who voted against the background check bill. This did not sit well with Senator Chuck Schumer, who said, frankly, I don't think Bloomberg's ads are effective. The mayor of New York City putting ads against people in red states is not going to be effective. Well, what do you think? You want him out there targeting?
Look, on one hand,
Democrats?
he's trying to level the playing field. The NRA spends buckets of money and, giving resources to pro-gun candidates. What he's trying to do is to identify candidates that he might be able to flip if we have another vote. I don't know if he will flip Mark Pryor. I don't think he can flip Heidi Heitkamp. I believe what he's trying to do, again, is to put his money where his passions lie. But it's not the right strategy to tell Democratic donors not to support members like Pryor, Landrieu, Hagan, and others who are quite vulnerable.
George, you don't agree with the mayor on guns, but you probably don't mind seeing him out there with these ads.
Go get him. Oh, I'm all for this. And if, by the way, Michael Bloomberg from New York City flips someone from Dakota Territory or from Arkansas, it's not going to do them any good getting reelected up there.
No, and by the way, I'm from Louisiana. Huey Long would have relished an idea of a New York mayor coming down to Louisiana telling him how to vote, on guns of all issues.
Right. Your thoughts on Bloomberg?
I think what this illustrates is why you need to drop all of the efforts to micromanage and regulate politics at the candidate level. I have no problem with Bloomberg spending his money as free speech, but then the candidate he's attacking should be allowed to raise the same quantity of money. Today, you have a very tight limit on what the candidate can raise, and these billionaires in both sides, right and left, come in with enormous amounts of money in a way that's clearly bad. It's just bad for the long-term representative self-government.
It's almost like shame on him for being consistent, right? Consistently against guns that he believes, and that I share his belief, cause incredible damage throughout the United States.
So you don't mind him attacking Democrats?
Well, I think everyone has to fear the fact that their record is going to be exposed, whether in a Republican primary or in a general election. I think that's part of democracy. I also think you need to have a level playing field that, he is a billionaire.
Yeah.
But I think it's important.
He has also attacked Kelly Ayotte, the Republican senator from New Hampshire. Lots of money, hasn't dented her.
In fact, she's used it against him, right?
Of course.
But 14 mass shootings since Newtown. The families came up to Capitol Hill this week. They met with some of the Republican lawmakers. They're trying to get the dialogue restarted again. And let's see if that happens.
All right, Donna Brazile, thank you. George Will, Congressman Gutierrez, Newt Gingrich. Thank you all for joining us.